Hello, we are NEL Films, and welcome back to Feed the Beast. So we had a bit of a snafu. We lost 2 episodes worth of footage, so a lot has happened. Like this giant thing I'm standing on. Ooh, giant thing.
Out of my way, I'm gonna use it.
It's a blood altar that Dave made, and it's only a tier 3, so it looks bigger because we planned out for the largest size.
Did we lose your voice, Dan? You cut out kind of quick.
Yeah, I forgot to hold the push to talk there.
Yeah.
Right. Um, what did I cut off at there?
It was a set made for a
Would you like to
the
enable sticky
full-size
keys?
blood altar, and that
Right,
was
okay, yeah. So we planned out for a full-size blood altar here. God, man, I'm dumb. And we just used stone bricks if we're where these sigils or runes or whatever would go. But this is as big as a full-size blood altar gets. It's big. The road is gone because apparently updating from Monster 1.1.0 glitched out our road. I don't know what. It was ridiculous and impossible to work on. So we've got stone road now. Let's see. Oh, we've got these swords. These cool swords, flux-infused swords. And we were enchanting them and things. Working on the coal crops here, which are not enough power. I've also started growing some netherwort for lily pads to make our coal crops grow faster. And let's see, I think 1 or 2 other things. We built the crafting computer here, and I set up this little fluid transposer thing to help with the lily pads. So I'm actually going to get started on the lily pads right now. What are you guys working on?
I'm going to start working on some additional stuff for the automation facility behind me, so we can perhaps run another quarry if we need to, or something like that in the nether. But however, in order to fully utilize the power of the crafting computer, I'm going to build some more ME blank patterns. We only have 3. So I'm going to use one of our blank patterns. Did I show you
this thing that you can do
to construct a
make
blank pattern.
Pattern encoding about the easiest thing in the world? Okay, so right-click on the thing.
But why don't you show our viewers also?
Find a recipe in NEI that you want to make. So let's say you want to make a pattern. Yeah, pull that up.
Okay.
Okay, now
ME
see the little
pattern,
question
perhaps?
mark there? Shift left click that.
Yes.
Nope.
I didn't even need to bring out the resources?
It's the
makes
greatest
it hella
thing
easy.
on the planet.
Oh my god! That is the greatest thing ever. I'm gonna go put this glowstone that I
build
pulled
all
out
the patterns
of the
you need
ME network
ever
back in there
without ever having to make any of the subcomponents. Right?
Thanks,
right,
creator of ME networks.
I was gonna make lily pads. And I did go out and collect a whole bunch of lily pads to make these things.
All right. Okay. What are we using? Because we've changed Minecraft packs a couple of times. I forget what's available in what pack.
Right now,
how are
I
we
wouldn't
going
worry about
through
it.
the ore processing process?
Let's just leave it as ore for the moment. We've got tons of raw resources that we can work with. What I would really like to do at some point is set up the rotary craft stuff to process it so we can, get all that going, but that's a bit more. You could start working on the rotary craft stuff if you wanted to. what I would like to do is set up some
Sure.
auto crafting for
Well, we're gonna need
like
their
glass and that
fancy
kind of
steel.
stuff. So you might want what you might want to do is
I
you
think-
might want to go through
okay,
and
yeah,
set
we
up
can- yeah, we can-
a series of things with like set up a pulverizer with an interface, a furnace with an interface, an induction smelter with an interface.
Yeah.
The magma crucible and stuff is a bit more complicated to do with an ME network, but somebody.
Yeah, no, okay, I got you. Yes, that's what we'll do
somebody
here. So,
apparently has
start off.
cheat mode.
Fail.
Mobby.
That, like, seriously, like, it took us, like,
What?
what, 20 minutes
Ooh.
to start recording because of somebody's...
All
I'm
right,
just
so
happy
Lily,
it's not me being the one
anyways,
who's failing for once. I don't know.
So wait,
Uh,
did I put in a pattern for lily pads already? But it says I can
No,
craft
the
lily
only
pads.
pattern you have in there was for the coal.
Apparently I can splat.
Can you
I
craft
can craft
anything
everything
now that we have a
for
crafting
lily
computer?
pads.
I have this deep-seated urge to make solar panels.
Well,
that a
You've
problem?
got the...
not really.
That's kind of bizarre, Steve.
Oh, there they are. They're on page 6. Oh, apparently there was already a blank pattern one in there.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, now we have 2. Oh, we can
I
read
have
the other
no
one.
idea how that ended up.
There
on
we go.
page
How did all
6.
this stuff end up? I'm going to organize this.
It could be. I don't know.
I blame the server, reset or something.
Right. So how many lily pads do I need?
Page 1. Here we go.
Did you make that pattern of a blank pattern?
Yeah.
Okay, so I can start expanding upon that.
I did, yes. By the way, if you shift right-click on a pattern that has something on it, it empties it.
Are both these
now I
ME
have
networks
11 blank
connected? I
patterns.
forget.
Yes. In addition to the...
And where's the
Yes,
CPU?
it's one-
crafting
it's one
CPU?
giant
Blah,
network.
blah. Molecular assembly chamber.
In the automation building.
Tricky.
All right, so we'll add these here. And so we will start off
All
with
right.
ME
let's see.
interface.
Oh, I should have made a crafting monitor. How do we make a crafting monitor? Easy. Bam, crafting monitor.
All right, so now I need a...
Yay, I'm making lily pads. I'm gonna
Conversion
probably
matrix.
run out of stuff. This is gonna take 6 years. Holy crap.
Do we have a crafting monitor?
I just put it up. It's right in front of you.
Wow, okay, there we go. Haha.
I was literally just talking about how we needed a crafting monitor.
I thought I heard the words, and then I was like, wait.
Right. We are woefully low on fuel for the reactor. So what are you working on making, Steve? What are you working on?
I want to make solar panels. I
Why?
want to make solar panels. Because it's...
I want to make bigger and better power than solar panels.
Then high voltage solar arrays.
Yeah.
That's heritage there, man.
Is it? Is it?
Back in the day.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Back in
man.
the day.
You're a little crazy.
Back in the day, we made those ultimate ones,
This is
which aren't
feed
in
the
this.
yes.
So
Yeah, it's true.
why would we make that when we
Okay,
could
I won't
make
make
a
the solar panels.
Why
I
would
need
we-
something else fun to make them.
why would we make that when we can make a giant array of hydroelectric power that will produce ridiculous, stupid amounts of power?
That's true.
Okay.
For
Is
the
our
moment, we'll
preferred furnace the
probably
redstone
switch to some
furnace?
of the industrial craft ones later because they're faster, but right now we don't have industrial craft power.
Okay. Sounds like Steve was trying to make industrial craft
Well,
power
what
with
I'd
the
rather
solar
do
panels.
is I'd rather convert to industrial craft power instead of running two separate power systems because that's
I
a
gotcha.
pain in the butt. God, what was I? Oh, okay, yeah, I was making, and we're out of bone meal already. Okay, that sucks. Right, so, I think we need a white dye tree.
That'll work for bone meal, or are you using it as white dye?
I think the white dye is substitutable in the lily pad recipe.
The lily pad of fertility?
Yeah, the white dye is substitutable, so...
Ah, cool. I can go search for a white dye tree. That's a
yeah, if you
good
want to
mission.
do that, that's fine. I'm going to make this thing we were talking about earlier with the logistics pipes.
Yes.
That'll be cool. So what do I want to do here?
I think I should make a day before I go out on a mission.
Yeah, you might want to do that. Alright, so I'm going to need stuff and things.
As you need for everything in Minecraft.
Yes. Dave, what are you working on? You're awfully quiet. You got to remember how this YouTube thing works.
I made a sigil of blood lamps because I was bored.
Oh, yeah. Can someone else
Now I can make
sleep?
light.
Yeah, I'll come over and...
By the
take
way,
care of that.
my mini map is tripping balls.
I hope these,
okay.
Yeah.
It's like showing every mob in every existence.
Yeah, I messed with
around
the configuration for that on mine, the options, because it was annoying.
It's a giant mob orgy all over my mini map.
You might want to fix that.
Yeah, I'm hoping these crafting cards that I'm making aren't all that specific, because when you open up the pattern and you got like the multiple different varieties of copper ingots.
It should work
from different mods,
but
I know.
A general rule of thumb is to put the material in you have, even though it should work.
Yeah. Well, I've just been doing the shift left click.
I usually shift left click in, but if it's got things that we don't have in, I'll replace it with the right ones.
We can, if those don't work, clear them.
Anyone happen to remember the special key from the map?
You have to set it.
You might have to set it.
You have to change
I can't
it.
remember.
Yeah, you have to
I don't
rebind
remember
it.
there being this giant
And then we need a
beside the
pulverizer.
house either, but maybe I just never came out this way.
Pulverizer. We got the machine block. We got the... Do I have what redstone coil do I have in there? Redstone reception coil. So we already got that in there. We already got the copper gear. We need a piston. And just in case Dan is...
Here, I'll go to the other... I'll go to the other one.
Need a vantage point.
So what I'm making here is I'm making some logistics pipes. If I can find the resources I need.
I'm going to bring us all sorts of dye trees.
Oh, wait. Alright, so we'll do this next card here, the old-fashioned way. Give me a piece of cobblestone. That was more difficult than it should have been. And where'd our pattern encoder go? Encode the piston. It's just a regular piston.
Wow, we are woefully low in the wood department.
Yeah.
Want me to chop down some trees
Yeah.
while I'm out here too?
No, I think we may just need to set up a tree farm once we get some things going.
Just dump some more birch wood in there that I had on me. So, okay. Here's the piston card.
Alright,
There's
so we got some logistics pipes. Now I need a provider pipe. Where is the provider pipe?
It's really difficult to find a white tree among a bunch of snow.
I maybe would have picked to not go into the snow biome.
Yeah. Divert.
I know what
I'm going to steal this thing and code a couple patterns quick. So give me a
Like
second.
a ton
Go
of
right
them in
ahead.
the pattern provider.
Can you create a, since you're in there, can you create an ME cable pattern?
Yeah, hang on.
Okay. Yeah, let's just start off by crafting one pulverizer and one redstone furnace. Dump these guys back in here. And then craft 2 ME interfaces. Now and see, did the pulverizer first. Pulverizer's not done yet.
Alright, you can have the thing back.
Alright.
That's a
All right.
cool tree.
This is when we kind of need to go in here and check the... Did you deploy the crafting computer yet?
The what, huh?
The crafting
Yeah,
monitor?
it's over in the...
Oh, is it in this
Yeah.
room? Okay, good, because it would make more sense to be in this building.
Next to where you're crafting things at?
Exactly, yes. Currently crafting coal. Oh, here we go. Okay, so it's making the ME interface. Oh, it needs bricks. Bricks. We have no bricks.
Go jump in the water, get some clay.
Alright, we
That's
got
what
a
we're gonna have to
provider
do.
pipe. Now we need a request pipe? I believe?
Oh, the sheer number of pigs on my mini-map.
Well, Mr. Bacon McBacon, I say, is that truly a problem?
My sword could run out of charge.
We have no Fluix dust. That's what's holding that up. So we'll see if we toss a card in mid-crafting, if it'll trigger it to start crafting the Fluix dust. Of course, you know, assuming we have the other Fluix dust components.
I forgot that there are a ton of random tree wood types.
Mm-hmm. I have some old video game background music. We could play the Legend of Zelda background music while Steve's wandering the forest, chopping down trees.
We could, but that's probably a rights violation.
They play it in other, don't they? I thought I've heard in other YouTube videos.
Oh,
That doesn't mean it wasn't a
Maybe not.
rights violation.
Thunder Dan 87, saint of YouTube.
No,
white
I'd rather
leaves.
just keep our videos monetized.
That too. All right, fine.
Yes, white sapling.
You have a copper gear in the system, I thought, right?
I didn't program one in.
It was actually
I
in the
thought I
Ender
did.
Quarry area.
No, there's a copper one in there. Yeah. You know what? Let's redo this one because I think this one was one of the ones where I had multiple different like ore types. So let's.
Could someone give me the coordinates of back? Because my waypoints are all out of whack. And...
300, 200. Roughly.
Okay.
Bobby, do me a favor. Program a card for an ender pouch. And program one for an ender chest.
Ender pouch. One card for an ender pouch. And then an ender chest, you
Correct.
said?
Also program in a remote orderer made with diamond gears.
Ooh, a node.
A node?
I found one. With my eyeballs.
Now I have to make more crafting cards.
What are you doing, Dave?
I'm wandering off.
Being Dave.
You're awfully quiet.
Yeah. I don't think
get-
Dave understands how this YouTube thing works.
Yes. I get suspicious when my dog is that quiet.
Someone's plotting.
He is.
All right, did you put those in?
I put the 2 in. We need to make more crafting cards. Or pattern cards. Blank pattern craft. Oh, hey, someone must. I just pulled 4 out magically.
Oh, I just told it to
because-
craft 10.
There we go.
We're apparently out
Alright.
of glowstone, though.
I guess I'll make a tree farm for white dye trees. It'll be double purpose. Wood and white dye.
That's a good call. I'm not 100% sure how the harvester and stuff works with those dye trees, but we'll find out.
Yep.
We got. Let's see here. I think the problem is we got there's 2 gears in the system. There's the forestry copper gear and the thermal expansion copper gear. I wonder if that was our problem.
What? For what?
Why it wasn't working.
Correct. The forestry recipe is different than the thermal expansion recipe. This is why you have to make sure you're using the right one.
Well, yeah, no. Oh, yeah, but it doesn't appear that they can be used interchangeably, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, we don't have a crafting recipe for a copper gear.
Well, that's because I pulled it out because it wasn't working. And I think it was one of the ones that had like mixed ore types in it. But I just popped one back in there. Problem solved. Do. Maybe I shouldn't even. Maybe because I have the Legend of Zelda theme stuck in my head. You probably shouldn't hum it.
Good thing that
I have
last little bit you were
no
humming was completely
frickin'
intelligible.
Wool.
There should be one piece of wool in there. I remember putting one in
If you
before we
had let
started
me
filming.
know, I could have gone on a shearing spree across to make the ages.
This is unfortunate. Very unfortunate.
So, wait, what is all this coal stuff being used for anyway?
Power.
Oh, we're doing that? Okay. I wasn't sure.
You don't remember?
Yeah, forgetful. I'll make a separate harvester and planter. Unless we have harvesters and planters just lying around.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Here's what the problem is. Our pulverizer card is looking specifically for the forestry copper gear.
Didn't I tell you that was what the problem was?
Well, it's not like for the thermal expansion one.
Well, that's because they work in the forestry ones work in the recipe. You got to program in because they cycle through. That's why I was saying you got to make sure you use the ones that we have.
Well, yes, and I pulled up I changed the copper gear, thinking that would be the problem. Thinking, the thermal expansion recipe would only, work for the thermal expansion mod, but No,
the problem is that they're interchangeable.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yes, that is correct. Clear. What is this? Copper. Did someone make another, or did I not put that in the machine? Maybe I didn't put that in the machine. Maybe I'm just going nuts, which is quite possible.
So did you make bricks? One of you?
No, I didn't.
Bobby?
I made bricks that have already been used.
You didn't get extra clay?
Well, no, there's clay in the system.
Oh,
but
yeah,
I
there
haven't
is
turned
quite
it into
an amount
bricks.
of clay, in fact.
Yeah. So I got the copper gear, pulverizer. So we'll have to do. So we'll go over here to the crafting computer. Pulverizer, shift left click. Get rid of you and put in 2 thermal expansion gears, and everything else is okay. Encode. Put that in there. Say hi to the monsters running around the building.
Of course.
Monsters that are attacking me. Alright. I'm on the hunt for spiders because I need like 1 piece of wool. Give me some damn string.
I have a piece of wool.
Damn you, Dave! I mean, technically I need 4 pieces of wool so we can all have an ender pouch, but that's a creeper riding a spider.
That's
more
the
most
evil things.
horrible thing.
Alright, so here's our redstone furnace. Here is 1 ME interface. Is it still trying to craft the other one? Why is it still looking for the forestry gear?
Because did you cancel the crafting job?
I did, and I created an entirely new card.
Where's all the stuff that is in the redstone furnaces here going to, by the way? I forget.
Where?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Oh, into the chest above it, probably.
All right. Need 1 more ME interface. Let's see if it'll craft it now.